Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So in this video, I'm gonna create a Flutter based Netflix clone app. So I'm only gonna work on the login sign up screen and we'll be using Firebase for that. And then once the user is authenticated and logs in, we are gonna display a home screen where they can see the movies that they have been watching and they will want to continue watching, and also the trending stuff. Right, so just the basic stuff, because Netflix app in itself is very complex. You cannot actually just do the all the backend work simply in one go, but majority of the UI that I'll be showing will resemble some of that of the Netflix. Yeah, so let's get started. First I'm gonna so before moving forward, I have added some assets that basically I will be pushing to my GitHub repo, which you guys can clone and use it. I'll begin by editing my pubsec.yml file. So I would need some dependencies. One of them majorly would be Firebase. So I'm installing the dependencies before I am moving forward. And then I have Firebase auth with cool. Let me install that dependency. Once it's done, I will basically try to run the app so that it keeps running. And oh yeah, before that we also need to add one more thing, which is we need to define our assets folder. um, where is it? Yeah, it's here. So assets, just fetch everything from the assets folder for now. And then I'm gonna run flutter run no sound null safety. Okay, so right now it will just give up a default app that we see. Oops, I need to get into the cd into the okay, now it should work. Okay, in the meantime we can quickly go back to our main.dart file. Yeah, it's fine, we already have all the dependencies. So I would be creating few files and I'll be taking rid of all of these stuff that I have in the build. Let it launch first. Oops, error running iOS version with 5. Okay, so it's complaining pod file automatically assigning version 9. Okay, so I think the iOS version should be 10, else the Firebase dependencies don't work, because I am launching the app on iPhone 13. That's my simulator. So make sure if your iPhone is 13, you need to update your pod file and it should be fine. Okay, anyways, I'll talk about the main screen stuff. So I will be having one login screen where we will take email and password, right, and also a sign up page where we take the name, username and password. I'll be using Firebase as my authentication mechanism, and I will go into detail also how you can also integrate Firebase to your iPhone app. Firebase has a very good integration with Flutter, so I recommend using that. And yeah, that's all for the login and sign up screen. So this tutorial can also be looked at as a way to log in and sign up for your apps. It should be running now. Okay, so we should see a dummy app which is like a button here. Okay, and it works fine. Okay, cool. Now let me get rid of all of these stuff. We don't need any of this. Correct. I'll be using my own return material app, and then I have title Netflix theme. First I need a theme, so I will do theme data, and then I will have scaffold background colors dot black, because that's how the Netflix background is. Primary search colors dot blue, and visual density would be adaptive. Okay, and after that I will give a home. So right now I will create a onboarding screen. I haven't created it yet, but I am gonna create that now. So when the app starts, we should see a onboarding screen. So I am actually gonna create a new directory package, you can say screens, and in that I will create a new file, BOAR onboarding screen dot. Correct. So once I have that, let's get on with the onboarding screen. So I will initially have onboarding screen extends stateful widget. We actually need it to be material dot. Correct. Stateful widget, and then I have const onboarding screen key. This is the standard we need to give for any of our stateful widget, right? And then I will copy paste this name, screen state. Okay, so now I will have underscore onboarding. Okay, so here I'm gonna have an init method. Sorry. I'm not gonna explain this stuff because it's self-explanatory. Dispose. So this method will be called when the component is disposed. So automatically all the resources will be taken out, and then here I would have a widget. So I would actually go ahead with override widget build, and we'll have build context final size, screen size, media query, not this one, of context dot size. Correct. And I will have return scaffold extend troops true, and then body. So inside body we'll have two things. So I will have an indexed stack. So this basically takes care of when I click on one of these children, it will point me to that widget, and you will see it in a minute. So I have children render sign in, because I want sign up and sign in to be interchangeable from one screen, so I don't want to create different screens for each and every one of them, right? So yeah, this is done. Once also I need to instantiate my int equal to selected index this variable. So based on this variable, one of the children will be seen. So initially I want to show the sign in option, right, whenever the user switches on the app. Once the app is working and once the person clicks on the onboarding button, it should change the value of the selected index to 1, and then I should see that happening. Now I will create a widget and I would create a render sign in method, because sign in needs to be a widget, because its children has to be of widget type. It should return a widget. So I will return a container, and in this container I will have all the logic. From 60 0 60 0. Okay, main axis alignment dot center, children child, here image dot asset. And remember, I had added the assets in this folder, so I have one of the assets named one of the assets with the name assets Netflix underscore logo 1 dot png width 200. Cool. Let me also create this widget render sign up, so that we can see. Oh, it has to return a container. So maybe we can see render sign up. Why it's not? Oops. Awesome. Okay, let me refresh it. Oh, couldn't find the resource. Okay, so we need to import it from our app. Okay, so it's imported. Let's see. Okay, we are getting an error here. So I'm guessing we should see okay, so we see a Netflix icon here. Now below this Netflix icon, I'm gonna create two boxes, right? So one of them will be for the email, like you can enter email, and the another one would be for a password text field. So here, yeah, before that, because we need a texting controller, because that will keep it will save all the email and also password there. And during my sign up I am taking the name also, so I will have that as well. Cool. Now that I can quickly use them. Email controller, autofocus false, autocorrect, enable suggestions false, decoration label text email, focused border, input border dot none, and then border input border dot none. Okay, so once this text fill is done, I will have a container, and then I will have a sized box. So I am keeping a gap between both the username and password. Now I can copy paste this whole thing, and I can just change that to have my password. So here I can have my password controller, and one more thing as obscure text, because we are having a password, so we need to make sure that is correct. And here password. Okay, so once that is done, again this text field is there. After that text field we have const sized box, height of 20. Okay, cool. Size box. Okay, so that is done. Now I need to create a submit button, so I will create it using sized box width. Okay, child outlined button style outline button dot style from padding const 0 10 0 10. Okay, side const border side width 1 colors dot gray. Okay, so once this is done, we have a child const text style colors dot white, font weight font size 22. Okay, so this is done. After this I need on pressed, because we need to do some action. Now this is gonna be an asynchronous call. Right now I'm not doing anything like asynchronous, because I'm not integrated it with Firebase yet, because for making a Firebase call for authentication is gonna be async, right? So that's why we are giving it asynchronous keyword. But right now I will have just small simple validation that before actually making a submit, you should make sure that your email password is empty. So show dialog context, and then builder alert dialog. Now here I need to show an alert saying title const text error, right? It's an error. And then I need to share some content saying const text, and it will say please enter your email and password, correct? And then I have actions text button Correct. So child will be const text. So we need to show a small button also. So we'll, when the person presses on OK, we actually want to remove that alert box. So it will be navigator dot off context root navigator true dot, just pop this dialog. Correct. So it will pop up this dialog, and then this show dialog has to end here, right? And inside this if, we would just return that okay, this was wrong, and here sign in attempt will come in the future, right? Not right now. And then after the sized box, we are gonna create some few more things. Sized box height 40. Now here I'm gonna create two buttons. One would be to show that okay, you don't have an account, go and sign up. So that we need to do. So material button, obviously on press will come, but we need child const text, and here don't have an have an account, then sign up, else style text style colors dot white. Cool. Now in the on press, I will have I will just set the state for selected index to 1, because that's what we have set for the sign up. So whenever someone presses on this, we just show them that. One more button that I need is forget password, so we can have that. I'm not gonna implement the forget password end to end, but it's pretty straightforward with Firebase. So correct. So this is what we have for render sign in. Let's refresh this and see. Okay, so we saw a screen here, email, password, sign in, don't have account, sign up. So when I click here, it will actually render the sign up component, but we don't have anything in sign up component. So what we are going to do here is, and actually we need everything should be same. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually copy this whole thing, as that's what our sign up will also contain. So I'm gonna copy this, and then here forget your password is fine. I can have already have an account. I'll just change this text to we have an account, sign in. Okay, and then here selected index will become 0, everything else stays the same. There is one more thing that I need to do for sign up, is that is I need to show, where is that, to show basically a name controller, right? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna copy everything which is for the email controller here, and here I will change it to name controller, and then here I will change it to name, or you can say your name. Correct. So I'll refresh this. Once it goes up, I'll go to sign up. I don't have, okay, I need a sized box as well so that it looks good. Correct. So I go to sign up, I see everything here. Okay, I need to change the button also, sign, which is, this is for the sign up. Okay, yeah, here I need to change it. sign up. Please enter your email, password and name. So here I can check, or final name controller dot text. So name is empty. Okay, cool. Once that is done, let press on this. Yeah, so see, it does shows and then it goes back. So I go to sign in and it's working fine. Awesome. So once the sign in is successful, I need to show the screen where, you know, go somewhere here or there. So what I'm gonna do here is, for now, I will create void sign in, and we will assume that sign in works fine, right? So I'm actually gonna do a navigator dot push. So in the context, just change the material page route and builder context, and then change it to home screen. Now I will code this home screen in a bit. So we have to create a new screen here, home screen dot correct. Now I will actually go to my home screen and we'll do the same thing that we did here for the let's copy everything from the onboarding thing, and then we can have that. Correct. And then this will be home screen. Correct. And then this will be class home screen state extends home screen. Cool. And then we have override for widget build context. So here we'll have three panels. The first panel would be showing all the trending stuff, then the middle panel will show all the things that I've stopped in the middle so I can continue watching that, and the last part would be all the stuff that is in my watch list, right? So I have three things to take care of here. Widget build, oops, I already have that. So I have written scaffold. Cool. Before moving forward with this, I actually also need to code something else. So we need to get the data, right? So I am actually gonna create a class, and I have a dummy data file. It's pretty straightforward. So I have a data folder, and then I create a new file, data dot. Okay, so I am gonna create movie or series object, and this is gonna take string cover URL. It will take string title, string description, and then oops, then list of string categories, right? int year, string length, string country, int seasons, string cast, map string. So I won't be using all of these, but this is helpful because if you guys want to extend my code and take it to the next level, you guys can actually do that pretty easily with the code that I provide here. So we need a required field discover URL, oops, required this dot title, required this dot description, require this dot categories, require this dot year, this dot length, this dot character. Okay, cool. So once this is done, I'm gonna copy paste some dummy code. So I have already added, it's just a tedious process, so you can actually copy all of these as well, and I'll go over it, what's in it. So I have the main list, so main list will be all the trending list. Then I have something in continue watching with all these fields, and then I have my list, which I get added to the my list part. So I'll be using this in, home screen widget. So once I have that, let's do a return scaffold. Let's start with this one, color 0x, six, I think. Yeah, that looks correct. App bar, background color, we can copy this. Correct. Leading icon button, so we'll have an icon like with a menu icon that we need. So obviously clicking on it, nothing will happen for now. Menu color, not right. On pressed. Yeah, don't do anything. Yeah, why it's complaining? Create class const. Oops, it should be small. Okay, cool. So on press is done. Title, container. Here my image will come, it's like in the middle, like how we see a Netflix image, right? So child assets, Netflix logo.png. Cool. And then we have center title true. Oops. And then we have actions. So in the actions, I would not have anything except image, padding, edge, incense dot all, 10, height 40. Elevation 0.0. Okay, cool. Now body, stack, children. So here I'll start with my main list component. So I will have a padding of oops, const. Okay, edge insets only left, it's left 20. So here I'm gonna do a list builder, and I'm gonna iterate over my main list for the first case. So this will be item count will be my main list dot length. It will get imported. Then scroll direction will be axis horizontal. So inside that component I can horizontally move along. And then I have context dot index, and here I will have movie or series object, and then I will access that part with my index that I am passing. So for each what you say card or each movie, I will create a small card like how Netflix shows when you are on your mobile. So height will be 150, width 220, margin decoration, box decoration, border radius, fill, cool. So here basically I think here I need, yeah, for on tab. So on tab, what will happen? On tab, no, I think it should be in the container. Yeah, in this level, and then we stop it. Okay, so gesture detector is done, and then once we have that, this is our container, right? So we need to move to our constant size box. So we do a gap, height of 20 in our case, right? And then we show a row. So in that row we'll actually have continue watching. So we can have a text saying, hey, it should be constant, it should be text continue watching style, text style, colors dot white, font weight, font size 18. Correct. Now we have text and we have icons. Icons dot arrow underscore right, size 30, color should be colors dot white. Okay, so let me run this and see where we are right now, because I want to make sure we are on the right track. So let me run this. Oh, okay. Oops, I think we need to import this. Also, I would need to call this method, right? So where is that part? Underscore sign in. Cool. So here we call our method expected onboarding screen dot. Oops, it's happening here. Okay, so we see our screen. When we click on sign in, it will show us okay. Oh, we need to bypass that. Yes, so let me comment this out. Let it show the error, but after press it should go everything in the background. So nice. So you see how we see this thing coming. There is some issue with this part, but I am guessing that's related to the image that I am using. do I have that image? Yes, I do have that. Oh, I have a spelling mistake there. Okay, so I guess it should be this one. Yeah, so we do that. Awesome. We see Netflix, we see the image, which is our uh, like a cute smiling thing, and the Netflix image is there. So we have everything working fine. Now what we need to do here is, after the row button, we can actually copy paste all of these. So because we have another container, right, where we show the movie, it's just that few things will change in it, which is like let's see which all things we will change here. Or I guess we would need to, yeah, we need to, this is for this, yeah, we need to write it from scratch. So this container, we need to change everything here, right? So, or wait, is this correct? New gesture detector, continue watching. So here we'll have continue watching list, and then here continue watching index. So once I have that, I think inside the gesture detector I can actually, no, inside the container actually. So this is my container. Inside the container I can change things. So what I can do, I can do a margin, because if you remember in on Netflix, when we have that small movie icon, we also see some bar like, okay, this much movie have already completed, right? So we need to keep track of all of that also here. Children, so that's why we'll need to use stacks, because we will have a background image first, and then on top of that we will have some other settings. We have given the cover URL, so we are good on that side. And then we have the container. After that we'll have positioned a thing. So here positioned, we should use first some bottom 0, right 0, left 0, yeah, that's all. And then we have child container, and then we have height 40, and then we have decoration const box decoration, border radius only bottom left circular 15, circular 15. Okay, and then we have colors dot white 30. Okay, so once we have that, we have child for the container, which will be row main axis alignment dot center. Colors dot white font size 20. then we have sized box, width 10, icons dot play, circle filled. Okay, awesome. So once this is done, we should be good to go. So here, this is for which stack? Or this is part of this stack. Okay, cool. So here we should have another const positioned. So here we'll have a divider. Basically it's a small settings that we need. Bottom 35, right 0, left 0, child divider, colors dot white, thickness 4, and after that we have another divider, colors dot red. You will see what this divider is actually doing. And then we have bottom 35. This will be more on the right side, right 40, and then left would be 0. So let's see this in action. So once we have that, we sign in. Awesome. So you see, basically this is what I was talking about divider. So the red is covering the one half, and then white is covering another half, and this half is covered by the play button and design that we have, right? Cool. Once this is done, I think the last part is left, which is like we keep the on tap as it is. Yeah, that's fine. So before this, I think this is for the container children. Yeah, it will go in the children. Yeah, so this will go in the children. Now this part we can actually copy from, where is that part gone? Yeah, this sized row thing. So here we have let's run it and see how it looks, so we are sure that okay, continue watching, we are on the right track. And then we have where is that? I'll change the text part. So here I'll just copy this whole part. So here this part is very straightforward, as we don't need any play button or anything like that there. So this is where the row got ended. Here is my first, let me change it to my list, correct. And then here I will just change this to my list, and then here my list, correct. Now let's refresh this and see how it looks. Awesome. So we see it working. I might need to make some changes, so let me change this to 300. Yeah, the image looks a little bit stressed out and doesn't look good. Awesome. So it seems good. I need to change the width also. Yeah, it's not yet good. Awesome. Now it looks good. Now it looks like our card. And see, we can scroll it horizontally, as I had given scroll direction as axis horizontal. So now this part is done. The only part left for us is the login part now. So I'll go to the onboarding screen. Before that, I'll actually go to the Firebase. So here, Firebase console. Yeah, let's go here. We need to create get started. We need to create a new project. Let's name it Netflix clone, right? Continue. select an account, create project. So in the meantime the account is getting created, we need to do one thing. We need to get our project ID. So I'll go to iOS folder, runner, and click on finder. It opens here. Now I would need to run this app, so let me open this app. So this should open up in Xcode, and from the Xcode I will get the identifier that I need, right? Because that identifier is actually needed for my Firebase to work fine, as that's how it will link itself to know that okay, this is the project that needs to, okay, this project is ready for now. Now here I click on iOS. Now here is the Apple bundle ID that I need. Once my app starts up, yeah, it's starting. It should take a little bit of time, but once my app starts, I'll get the Apple bundle ID, and that's what I'll be using. So I go here, let's see. So this is my bundle identifier. I just copy paste this, I add it here, register my app. So it will register my app with this name and it will make changes to this file. Now I just need to download this file, and it tells me where to add this. So I should add this file here in this section, which is my runner, app delegate, and all those files. So I am actually gonna copy this and I'll put it here. Now it's gonna ask me finish. Okay, so my file was added. Okay, make sure I need to rename it. Can I rename it, or maybe let's delete this. So that the one should not be there, correct? So I would need to go to my settings. Let me rename that file. Cool. So now I will drag this file here. It will create, copy item, finish. Okay, the file was added. I can actually close this thing now. I just do a next, continue to console. So here I go to authentication, because that's how I will share it. Now in the authentication, I'm gonna add email and password authentication, enable save. Okay, it's enabled. Now I go to user section. So this user section is where when I log in or when I sign up, when I add a new entry, I will see people account. I won't be able to see the password, but I would be able to see the email, right? So now let's go to our onboarding screen, because that's where and also we need to make one more change to our main.dart. So whenever we have Firebase involved, we initialize this with two things. One is with the Firebase binding, Flutter binding for the Firebase, Flutter binding dot ensure initialize, and then we await with Firebase dot initialize. Currently it's not coming because I think Firebase is not imported. Okay, await, it should work. Oh, I need to use async here. Okay, awesome. So once this is done, our work for main file is done. Now we go here at the top, after the import, create a Firebase auth object, which will be using Firebase instance, auth instance. Yeah, it's imported. Now once this is done, we'll create two methods. One is sign in, is already created. Another one is register. So I'll create void register, and obviously I'll add this method in the sign up button tab, right? So this is how we register a user. Auth dot create, we have a method, existing method, email controller dot text, we have password controller dot text, and then we have dot user, correct. So and if user is not equal to null, so once this auth create is created, we get something in our user object, right? So if user is not null, that means our sign up was correct. So what we do here is our sign up was correct, so we basically go to navigator dot push, and then we do a context, and then we do material route, page route, and then we do a builder context, and we basically send them again to the onboarding screen, because if you remember, our onboarding screen by default shows up the sign in method, right? So sign in, because once you register you actually need the user to sign in, and in the sign in I'm gonna check with await auth dot sign in, email control text, password controller dot text, user, correct. And then if the sign in is successful, we basically move the user to next page, but we need to make a check whether it's null or not. This null check is important, else we can get unnecessary errors, right? So our sign in was done. Let's go back and update everything. Where was our method? Yeah, so we need to return here if it's not successful, and when we do a sign in, and similarly for that return we do a register. Cool, I think everything looks good. Let's run our app and see. Hot restart initialized, have you added? Oh, so basically we need to restart our app in this case, because it doesn't take in the Firebase files that I added to the runner. It just re-renders the UI part, so it will take up a time. Oops. So let's see. I know this video got a little long, but it is supposed to be long, right? We are not making some simple UI app, it's Netflix clone, so I hope everything should work. Else we will spend some time debugging things. Okay, Xcode build done. Let's hope our app runs fine. Okay, it looks good. Let's go to sign up, because that's what we need to do. I'll share KAV hello @gmail.com, and remember that Firebase requires 6 digits at least, so it will be 1 2 3, sorry, 1 2 3 4 5 6, right? Let's sign up, fingers crossed. Awesome, so sign up worked. So in that case we should see a user here. I'm hoping to see a user. Awesome, so we see a user here with hello @gmail.com. Now I will try to log in with that part, hello @gmail.com, and our password was 1 2 3 4 5 6. Fingers crossed, sign in should work fine. Okay, awesome, and the user is logged in. Cool. And we have a Netflix app here. I know we can add more functionalities to it. Like we can even add a video player functionality at least. Like, okay, if I open this, some video plays up. But hope you guys like this video. If so, please subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, follow me on Instagram, and have a nice day. Thanks everyone.